Hello and welcome to The Forge. I'm the Artsmith, and today I'm designing some more tarot cards based on D&D characters. This is part 2 of the series, so if you haven't seen part 1, I recommend checking it out for some context. TLDR, I'm turning 3 campaigns worth of D&D parties into tarot cards, and I'm using the same color palette for each one. In this video, we continue the story of the Mistborn, and lean more into the second half of their story and the new friends that took the place of their fallen comrades. The second and third cards of this video are my characters, so I'm very excited to share their stories with you. I'll try my best to not be biased with their screen time. Alright, let's get into it. Amliel never saw himself as a hero. Born with shimmering golden hair and untapped power, he always knew that something set him apart from others. While his twin brother Caspiel used his gifts for the betterment of the community, Amliel took joy in showing off. His father sent him to a monastery to cool off, but the young monk didn't relent. The monks taught him to harness his spiritual power, eventually manifesting his astral self. It took the form of a fox spirit, hinting at his true heritage. After the mist enveloped his monastery, Amliel joined the Mistborn to prove himself to those he cared for most. Along their journey, Amliel finally met his absentee mother, who revealed herself to be the trickster fox goddess Inari. Amliel initially met this revelation with disdain. He didn't care for her godly duties. There was no excuse for leaving him and his family. After banishing the mist, Amliel got married and even had a set of twins, whom he named Hero and Agami. In the meantime, he and Sagon worked together to rebuild the Asherai Academy, and opened it a year and a half later. However, upon opening day, the academy was attacked. Seeking to avenge his fallen students, Amliel reformed the Mistborn to face this new threat. They journeyed across distant lands to the elven empire of Surathel, and discovered a secret plot that would bring upon the end of the world by the gods themselves. With the help of his mother, Amliel recruited half of the Pantheon to their side, and led the war against the Prime Deity. Unlocking his true godlike form, he kept the one above all at bay long enough for Sagon to make the kill shot. The world was finally at peace, and Amliel was ready to take on his biggest challenge yet: being a father. Amliel is the Tower. The Tower is commonly interpreted as meaning danger, crisis, destruction, and liberation. It is associated with sudden, unforeseen change. Everything you thought to be true has turned on its head. You are now questioning what is real and what is not, what you can rely upon, and what you cannot trust. Some refer to him as a savior, others, a monster. He didn't care what they thought. He just wanted revenge. The Hasin took his daughter from him, and he couldn't do anything to stop it. They called him Agami, a vigilante who targeted Hasin spies within the Empire. Those who spotted him spoke that he wore an Oni mask and wielded a red blade. Unbeknownst to him, the blade was possessed and thirsted for blood. Agami joined the Mistborn to atone for his sins. In their mission to dispel the mist, the group underwent a ritual to send their astral selves to the past to gather intel. While everyone else investigated the Asherai Academy, Agami went home. And there she was. His daughter was still alive and painting in the living room. Unable to be perceived, he used all of his willpower to write a note to his past self, a warning of what was to come. However, upon returning to the present, nothing had changed. At the edge of oblivion, Agami finally removed his mask, revealing the man he used to be. Not a monster, but a man named Tai. After battling for his free will, Tai learned that the red and black blades housed the souls of dragons, and promised to destroy them after the mist was banished. A year and a half later, the Mistborn needed his help once more, and Tai revealed his secret. After destroying both of the blades, he reforged them into a set of daisho. However, he didn't expect to be greeted by a dragon wormling housed within them. Seeing this as a blessing, Tai embraced being a father to the young bronze dragon, naming him Rengoku. He acted as the Mistborn's moral center, until one fateful day when an emissary of the gods separated him from the rest of the group. Seeking to not relive the past, Tai gave his life to protect his newfound son. "I saved you," he muttered. "I couldn't protect her, but I saved you." He died in the arms of his found family, happy to finally join his daughter in the afterlife. Tai is justice. The justice card indicates that the fairest decision will be made, and will not be swayed by outer beauty when deciding what is fair and just. You are being called to account for your actions, and will be judged accordingly. Reversed, you see Agami, the Red Reaper, the result of the lack of justice. Amliel picked up Tai and ran out of the dungeon, passing a hooded traveler on the way. While the rest of the Mistborn lagged behind, they were greeted by the stranger. She removed her hood, revealing navy blue skin and horns that looked almost alien. She introduced herself as Agami, and asked if they could help find her father. 1 year ago, Agami awoke in her grave and clawed her way out. She looked down at herself to find that she'd changed, and more distressingly, had been dead for 2 years. Tai had created a paradox when he went to the past, and this was the universe's way of correcting it. Agami was now infused with primordial energy, and could even manipulate the ichor within living beings. These powers manifested as a skeletal dragon tail that would sprout from her during combat. It took her a year until she felt comfortable enough to return home. But she was just seconds too late. Her father was gone, ordered murdered by the gods. And so the cycle of violence renewed itself as she swore revenge. Now looking like the physical manifestation of the Oni her father aspired to be, Agami had a vendetta with the gods themselves. She was brutal, but efficient in aiding the Mistborn in their war. Her process of healing began when she started looking after her adoptive brother Rengoku. She could see her violent tendencies reflected in his impressionable behavior. It was Amliel who helped her realize that this wasn't the life her father wanted for her. She said goodbye to her father, and chose forgiveness instead. In the final battle with the One Above All, Agami and Rengoku worked hand in hand to avenge their father. And when all the dust settled, they returned home, and Agami found it within herself to pick up the paintbrush once again. Agami is the Hanged Man. The Hanged Man reminds you that sometimes you have to put everything on hold before you can take the next step, or the universe will do it on your behalf. It calls you to release the old mental models and behavioral patterns that no longer serve you, so you can see your world from a new perspective and embrace new opportunities that would have otherwise been hidden from you if you didn't hit the brakes. So that's it for this batch of cards. The Tower, Justice, and the Hanged Man. These three were meaningful to me for obvious reasons. Tai and Agami are still among my favorite characters that I've played at the table, and I hope that you found their story just as meaningful as I did when I played them. Next week, the story of the Mistborn comes to a close, and a new campaign begins. Tell me which are your favorites in the comments below. What card do you think your D&D character would fit best? You know what to do. Like, subscribe, and have a wonderful day. Thank you for coming to the Forge.